Hello and welcome to a scene for Raid Across New York. Today, Alicia and Donald are meeting to have a little conversation about the possibility of Donald joining Alicia's pack. Having met very briefly in Central Park just to connect, they'll head to a nearby spaghetti place. Pasta place, go to a pasta place, where they can hopefully talk without too many kinfolk or Garou hanging around, and get lots of pasta. So once they have sat in a bit of a booth away from most of the rest of the people, and Alicia has timed it for about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's after the lunch rush and before the dinner rush, and they can get like a table between them and anyone else. Once they're sat down, they can have a bit of a chat while they're waiting for the pasta to arrive. So, how have things been since the trip through the Shadowlands? Donald might notice that there's rather a lot of sparkliness on Alicia's hair, and it literally looks like someone has sprinkled glitter all over her, and she's tried to get rid of most of it, but you know what glitter's like.
Donald's going to give her a questioning look like, Shadowlands? Last time I saw you was when we cleared out that little hole.
Yeah, you didn't end up going to the Shadowlands.
No.
No. After that, we found a chain in the wall of one of the pits, and someone was silly enough to touch it, and we all ended up getting sucked into the Dark Umbra.
Alright. Who touched it? I just have to know.
Katori?
Hmm.
But he wasn't the only one that reached for it. We were just able to stop the other person. So, it's not just him.
Alright, that's right. That's okay. I would have thought the guy who went charging into that house would have done it, but... Anyway, so, well, you got out of the Shadowlands alive. I assume it has something to do with the reason that it's 3 p.m. and you look like you just came from a raid?
No. This is from fighting a gold elemental in the Umbra when we followed a rat.
Huh.
There was a rat. It showed up in the Umbra of Central Park near the Moon Bridge. So we followed the rat, and it led us to this place, and there were stairs, and it touched the stairs, and the stairs disappeared, and we fell, and we landed in this weird gold place, and the elementals that lived there were like, there's thieves. And we're like, we're not stealing anything. And they're like, there's thieves, and they attacked, and then we killed one, and it exploded in a load of gold dust, and the other one got away. Mostly because I was like, no, we are in their area, and they tried to kill us, but they didn't actually do much damage, and it's running away now, so we can just leave it alone and get on with our own thing.
That shows much wisdom, and still,
And then we found Mother Larissa, and she helped us find the way out.
Mother who?
Apparently she's one of the Bone Gnawers.
Oh.
And she dragged Travis off by his ear.
Hmm. So apparently she shows much moxie and wisdom, but given the fact I assume she's still alive, Travis had the wisdom not to challenge her.
Yeah, I think that he would be very silly if he had done that.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. So, um, yeah, I have not done anything nearly that interesting.
Okay, well, I was wondering, you know how, I mean, I don't think you're in any of the packs, because you're not in the reindeer one with Travis, and you're not in the one with the bone gnawers.
This is true.
So I was wondering if you wanted to see about joining our pack. But there is a very important question first. What is your opinion of mages?
Haven't met one.
Okay.
As
Well,
well,
that's a good start because you haven't made an opinion without meeting one. So, good start.
I mean, it's not like we usually move in the same circles. This begs me to question, why do you ask?
Well, our pack has kind of moved into one of their chantries. And I could tell you why, but it's something of a secret. So I kind of need to know if I can trust you with the secret first, which is tricky, because, yeah.
Well,
But Chases the Storm and Hardlight both know the secret, so it's not something that you have to keep from them.
and the fact that you're still able to do this pretty much means that Hard Light and Chases the Storm is okay with this?
Yes. Or at least I
Alright
assume
then.
so, because they know about it, and Chases the Storm agreed with it, but I haven't spoken to Hardlight about it. But he hasn't told me anything else, and he knows that I know that he knows. So he would have told me if he had a problem, right?
Hmm. That, or if he's anything like other alphas punched you, but since you seem rather unbruised, I assume he doesn't dislike it very much, or doesn't not like it very much.
So, yeah. Can you promise
Well,
to keep a secret and to at least tolerate the mages? You don't have to like them, because some of them are pretty stupid, but others are pretty decent people.
I was going to say, um, if I had a problem with stupid people, I wouldn't have to look outside our own set to find them. So,
No, no, I know what you mean.
um, but they are brave. But anyway, No, no. But yeah. I can try and keep the secret. The fact is that, well, I guess I'll have to explain a little bit of my own thing then. Since I am thinking of joining your pack, I might as well. Um, I'm sort of bound by a curse not to lie.
Okay. Well,
Um,
not
it
lying
doesn't,
doesn't mean you have to tell the truth, just that you can say, no, I don't want to answer that question.
yeah, this is true, but yeah, if the fact is that if someone were to hold a knife to your throat and say, either tell me the secret or Alicia gets it, I might spill my beans.
Well, in that situation, we will deal with it when we come to it. But the important thing is that you won't like voluntarily go and tell lots of people, right?
Okay.
Yeah?
No, 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 no. I won't tell anyone.
Okay. You know how the Sept of the Green has a cairn in it? And that's
Hmm.
where all the power comes from, right?
Right, right.
Well, it turns out mages have something very similar too. And they call them nodes. I don't really understand what the differences are, apart from they don't have a totem spirit. But we're trying to figure out if it's safe to put one in or not.
Well, that.
So they have one, and we are looking after it.
Hmm,
Because
that
obviously
is
you don't want, like, say, Black Spiral Dancers finding that and going, yay, all the power for us.
that's true. Um, and the umbral side of this node, you call it, it doesn't
Well,
have a bunch of.
it
You
doesn't
good?
have a totem spirit, it doesn't have a cairn guardian, but Chases the Storm awoke some of the very old trees that live there, and they are keeping an eye on things to a degree. It's not the best security, but is definitely a good step up, and we are working on trying to sort the rest out. It's just a bit complicated.
I'm more concerned with what type of spirits are attracted to the mages.
Plants,
Mm,
lots of plants, and plants like me. They're mostly wild spirits, to be honest.
so, plants? Hmm, interesting mages. Well, I guess we can get along with them.
Because the plant spirits like them. So, that's a good step. I will say we're not really yeah, don't get too attached to Connor if you can avoid it.
Hmm?
One of the mages, he's a bit of an idiot. His name's Connor O'Hare, and he's well, let's just say when we were trying to save Santa's sleigh and his reindeer, he put more importance on his phone than helping us find the sleigh. Yeah, I saved, well, we saved Santa's reindeer.
Back up. Santa and his reindeer?
Yeah, apparently it was something to do with mages. There was elves, and the elf turned into a raven and flew away. But yeah, it was very odd. But we saved the reindeer, and they flew off, and they're safe. So that's a bit of a win.
Santa.
Yeah, I never saw Santa. I didn't even see the sleigh or the presents, just the reindeer, but they did fly off. And the elf did turn into a raven. So, there's definitely something that was going on.
But not necessarily Santa involved. Just kind of the trappings of Santa.
Yeah. I mean, presumably Santa was involved, but I didn't see him.
Okay, I'm just going to point out that I understand that there are certain things, but if I'm going to have to start believing in Santa and the Tooth Fairy, this might be a bit too much.
Right. You know how in the Umbra there is basically everything you can imagine?
Yes.
I think perhaps something kind of escaped from there into our realm or something. I don't know.
Okay, I can believe that.
I mean, it could be something completely different, but there's enough kind of magic and spirits and stuff in the world that I can kind of figure that it's probably not the Santa, more of the spirit of Santa and Christmas and people's belief thereof.
Well, I'm just going to say yes, and let's move on to the next matter. Um, Now, well, what do these mages do? I mean, do they take care of the plants? Do
Yes.
they?
The problem is that mages don't really understand cairns properly. But then I don't really understand cairns properly. But anyway, so they take the gnosis, which they call by a different name, but they take the gnosis and they use it for basically gifts, but not gifts, to do their stuff. And I think the main problem is that because they're not werewolves and they don't understand the spirits, they don't always take care of that side very well. Which is why a lot of werewolves don't like mages, because they drain the cairns and they use all the energy up and they don't put the stuff back properly. But I don't think these mages are doing that.
Well, I was going to say they. So, as far as you understand it, other mages use these things called nodes.
Yes. But
And
because they don't have totem spirits to protect them, they just use them or something. I don't know. It's complicated.
right, but did they talk about it as if they expected this node to dry out, as it were?
Just a second. I will be right back with you.
All right. As Donald waits for Alicia to get back from the bathroom, he's going to fiddle with some breadsticks and
Sorry about that. My mum decided to come in and start talking to me about tomorrow. Yes. So
Alright.
where were we?
Uh, Nodes and draining.
Yes. Well, I think if these mages were going to drain the node, they would have done it before we found out about it.
Right, right. But what I'm saying is, are there other mages, and are they also draining these things called nodes?
I don't know. Because I know there are other mages, and I know that um, some of the people I spoke to said that they didn't like mages because they drain cairns, and they just kind of use them up. But I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm assuming if oh well. uh, so who exactly said that they're draining that? Yeah. Since you have talked to others, who said that they drain the nodes, as it were?
One of the theurges.
Chases the storm?
Um, he said that sometimes they do.
Hmm. Well,
It probably depends on the mage. I mean, you can't judge all werewolves by black spiral dancers, and you can't judge everyone by like their worst just because they're the ones you're most likely to see.
true, true. I'm just stating that. No, I'm saying the other way that if they do have this sort of thing and it's hard for them to get it any other way, they probably have a vested interest in taking care of their source, as it
This
were.
is true.
All right.
So the aim is to basically try and look after it properly, but without too many people knowing about it, because a lot of people don't like the mages and wouldn't want them being near it. So yeah, it's a bit of a complicated situation that we're gradually sorting out with Chases the Storm.
Well, here's the thing. If you get it, uh, is it technically, uh, if someone tries to interfere with that node or Karn, it's, as I understand it, can Seps have more than one Karn, technically?
Technically, I'm not sure,
Hmm.
but we can ask them for help. That is a definite. And you know, if stuff goes bad, and we should have backup. But
Anyway,
hopefully, we will avoid that as much as possible.
all I'm saying is this node is our business, and uh, we're trying to basically, as I understand Garo history, it's something that we've not done very well, and it's something I think we have to. We've gotten, we need help from other places, and we're asking for it, technically, I guess.
Yeah.
Hmm. Anyway, so, well, I believe it's important to know where everyone's from, and Donald's going to take a look around, and even though he's been spouting super yeah, breaking the veil type things for basically since they've been here, making sure the place is pretty much deserted and no one's paying attention. Um, I think it's important to know where we're all from. Sort of where we're headed, tribe-wise?
Oh, I'm a child of Gaia.
Ooh, I've heard about you guys. You're kind of the well, hmm, I don't. You're. I wouldn't say you're the opposite of anyone, but you're kind of the uh, Greenpeace type tribe.
I guess so. Kind of. I mean, it's a bit more complicated than that, but then I'm assuming that the glasswalkers are slightly more complicated than just being computer people.
Thank you for not saying geeks, and yes. There was a part of us who were basically mobsters, but they since the power of the mob has went down, we haven't had much use for them, and their power base has kind of dropped a little. So yeah,
And Keegan is a Shadow Lord. And Andre doesn't really have a tribe. We have a Metis Stargazer that, well, he mostly kind of does his own thing. We don't tend to see him very often.
but
AKA his character, his player has somewhat disappeared.
okay, but no red talons.
No.
Okay, that's good. Let's just say,
No.
huh?
He came to my park.
Wait, what? What did the red talon do?
He showed up and he said that we needed to stop blood claws because he was tainted and he was taking the rest of the pack down with him. And then Travis tried to attack him and he ran away.
So you didn't end up stopping this red paws?
No. I told the Alpha all the stuff that I learned, and then at some point he may or may not come back to tell us more stuff. Maybe where they are. I don't know. I really don't know anything about that. I just think he was looking for someone to talk to who wouldn't attack him straight away, and then Travis did attack him. So, you know.
Well, I have to admit, I usually don't think of red talons as people who talk much, but
No, black spiral dancers. They're the ones that are necessarily evil. The red talons, they just, well, they think more wolf-like because they're all wolves and they don't really understand people very well, and they tend to kind of think that all humans are the same, kind of like how you might expect all rabbits to do the same thing, or foxes to do the same thing. And so they see that some people are destroying the planet, and they kind of think all humans are destroying the planet, and then it all gets very generalized.
true. But you haven't had a red talon tribe member trick you into touching a enigma spirit, have you?
No, I haven't. But, like I said, I don't think as a tribe they're inherently bad. Just because some of the members are. But then, you know, not all get a Fenris will randomly bash you around the head for asking the wrong question.
True. Anyway, I'm just saying I'm a little cautious around them
Oh, yeah.
because
You should be cautious around them, definitely.
because glasswalkers and red talons. Um, you ever hear the expression "oil and water"?
Or get in fury.
Really, I hadn't heard about that one, but
Well, you know how the Get of Fenris really don't get on with the Black Furies, and vice versa.
I do now.
Okay.
As as I understood it, aren't the Black Furies more of a female or
They're all women.
yeah, they're all female werewolves, and they all like they like to protect women, as far as I understand it. I haven't met many or any, as far as I know.
Well, there's one in the set now.
Huh. Um. Well, to be honest, I thought get other than get Fenris's panache for we like to hit stuff first, hit stuff again, and then hit stuff again, and then ask questions later. Other than that, I don't see what they have against the Black Furies.
Well, I think it's something to do with misogyny and feminism and stuff.
Oh,
The Get can be a bit patriarchal sometimes,
oh,
or at least they have something of a history of that.
to be completely honest, I hadn't even thought of that. Then again, this is probably a glasswalker thing. After the whole feminism thing in the '60s, uh, I thought the Garo Nation kind of took that on board as well.
Yeah, but just because they took it on in the 60s doesn't mean they didn't end up having problems about it sooner.
Hmm,
I mean, the Black
true.
Furies has been an all-female one for ages.
Uh, hmm. I take it that hmm, I take it they have that grudges are not being buried, as it were.
Pardon?
Grudges are not being buried. You know, bury the hatchet.
That's true. Well, you know what grudges can be like, especially when it's
Hmm.
on a tribal basis. Some people just seem to like to judge everyone by one person, tar everyone by the same brush and all that.
Hmm. True.
I
Well,
mean,
hmm, uh, I was just going to say, speaking of judging by one person, well, the fact is, I have only met you. The other people in your pack before I actually. Well, joining a pack is a big thing. You're
yes.
bound spiritually and everything. I will say I'm open to the idea of joining you, and I do not mind joining a pack with this little bit of intrigue, because the fact is, it is a Karn, and or you have found a source of gnosis, and setting it up as a Karn, although open to mages and werewolves at the same time, intrigues me.
Well, I will see about trying to get all of us together in one place, and then hopefully
Mhm.
we can kind of get to know everybody. And maybe you can meet some of the mages as well, and we can have a nice big meal and see how everyone gets along.
Hmm.
Out of character, that will probably have to be dealt with off camera, because as much as I want to get everyone together, practical reasons.
True, but you can still try. Are they making the pasta? I thought it'd be here by now.
I think that's it.
Uh,
We did order quite a lot, to be fair.
true, true. So,
As this waitress comes over with like 2 trays worth of pasta. And gives us an odd look as she puts it all on the table.
and while he snacks a little, as she walks away, he'll look at him a bit, her and be like, I have to admit, after the change, it's very hard keeping up your table manners.
Not
Agreed?
really.
Or
You just kind of eat more. It's not like you have to stick your face in the bowl.
right, but I was kind of, as a computer guy, you're sort of like, I just want to eat it, then get back to work. You know what I mean? And the
Yeah.
amount the amount I have to eat is it somewhat drives me crazy.
Sandwiches.
Yes, good old Earl of Sandwich. So, uh, well, I might as well get to know you, as I take it you'll be the alpha of the pack.
Yep.
Um, so
Nobody's kind
how?
of complained about it so far.
Well, let me guess. You sort of volunteered for the position, and no one else wanted that much responsibility.
More, I got suggested for the position. I didn't disagree, and the only person who wanted it, we all agreed probably shouldn't have it.
Okay.
But he's left now.
He's what?
He went to Germany to try and do his Boston challenge, and he might or might not reappear at some point.
Interesting. Having to go all the way to Germany for a fostering challenge.
Well, that was the last place his grandfather was seen, and he needs to find his grandfather and find out his heritage, because his grandma lied and said that his grandfather was dead, but instead his grandfather ran away to be a musician, and we don't know what happened to him, so he's got to go find out.
And Donald's just holding his fork like, what?
And Alicia's going to start tucking into her pasta.
Um, yeah, if all Get Fenners were like that guy, I'm scared. Really, really scared.
You didn't meet his grandma. She was scary.
Was she Garu? Or,
No, she was kinfolk, but she was scary.
huh,
She was like poking me with her cane, trying to make me frenzy.
is,
Crazy. And she
let me get
made
this,
swastika cookies.
wow.
Don't ask.
Okay, please tell me something good about the pack before I really start having second thoughts?
I told you. Heinrich left.
Okay, I know, it's just if this is one of the founding members, it's like, please tell me about another founding member quickly.
Well, it's not where you start, it's where you go. And what you choose to do with it. I mean, Andre is a social worker.
Ah, that must not be easy with his schedule.
No, he's very busy. That's kind of one of the reasons I don't think he's gained much renown yet.
Hmm. I know I heard about someone with an unhealthy dose of worm. I take it that's that individual?
Yes, he seems to have picked up a lot, you know, just kind of dealing with all these different people.
Hmm. Well,
I mean, if you've got to go into situations where, you know, there's kids that have been abused and people that have done all sorts of horrible stuffs, and you've got to go in there and try and clean it up, you get exposed to a lot, I guess.
well, if he ever I suppose that he still gets like one day a week where he doesn't have to, or he doesn't have to work.
Yeah,
Um, well, if a rated cleansing can be done on him, like
it
at
can't.
least,
The thing is, we tried to cleanse him at the start, but it's kind of soaked in, I think, and it's kind of stained, and then you can't cleanse him because he starts to get ill, and it's just we've got to try and figure out something to do to fix it, but it's a bit hard to figure out.
okay, well, now that you mention he gets ill, I guess we can't at least make sure it doesn't get any worse by doing a rated cleansing once a week. Ugh.
So yes, it's something of a complicated pack.
Hmm.
I will
Uh,
admit that.
well, given my tribe's history, tell me about this Metis. We don't mind them much, but other tribes seem to dislike them.
Well, he's a stargazer, and he doesn't have any eyes, which is odd. But he seems to know a lot about how certain things work.
Doesn't have any eyes.
No, he doesn't
Uh,
have any eyes, and he spends most of his time kind of wandering around the sept and helping fix things for the spirits. It's a bit odd.
and no one has tried to um, euthanize the puppy, as it were.
No.
Oh, he's lucky. Some tribes take that very literally, as it were.
Yes.
Um, so he deals with his, I guess you can say, disability well.
He certainly seems to.
Hmm. He he's walking around and doesn't bump into things. Does he use the white cane and stuff, or I know I'm sorry to pry. I should probably just wait to see, but
He seems to manage okay.
okay, good. And sorry, horrible names. What's some of the others?
Oh, we've also got Keegan.
Keegan. Who's that? Did I meet
Keegan?
him?
I think you met him. He
Okay.
was with us when we went. on the hunt.
Hmm. Hmm. Did he do anything notable?
Um, he went through the roof.
Okay. Um, did he do anything to the big guys notable? Because about the whole thing during uh, uh, the fight on the ground, I was pretty busy with the light switches, as you suggested.
Yeah. Um,
I know there was one who tried to take a shot at one of them. Was that Kim?
I think so. Yeah,
Oh,
he did get a gun at one point, but he wasn't on the roof. He wasn't the sniper guy.
okay. So he probably took the
In the
gun.
warehouse. Okay, you know when we were in the park before we left, and we were looking at your computer, and there was you, me, and Keegan, and then Andre was kind of nearby but doing his own thing.
Yes.
Like I said, it was you, me, and Keegan sitting looking at the monitor.
Oh, okay. I I, I now kind of know who you're talking about because, well, I'm kind of in front of a monitor. I'm paying attention, but yeah, I understand. Um. So yeah, Keegan seems good. Shadowlords kind of have a interesting history, but then again, so do Glasswalkers. Um.
And that's everybody.
Really? Hmm. Well. Um. hmm, All right. All right. Um. So, as a what are your special interests as a mm, Gary? What do you do within the tribe and stuff, or sept? Uh, what's your auspice, as they say?
I'm a Philodox.
Ah, the judges and stuff.
Yeah, though does all seem like, well, to be honest, a lot of it hasn't been explained very well, I think.
Hmm.
So
Well,
mostly I just try and see both sides of things and figure things out from there.
hmm, well, I believe that's why you've probably come to a glasswalker to join your tribe. You have a, or not tribe, pack. There. Um, you have a perspective that you can see both sides of the argument. I mean, sure, we probably do interact a little bit more with the Weaver than we should, but it gives us a leg up on the fight of the Weaver, as it were.
Yep. And, you know, there's a lot of people that think weird things about me, to be honest.
Oh,
Well, um, there was this vampire that used to live across the park from me.
there was a vampire in park?
Not Central Park, across Gramercy Park.
Okay. I was gonna say, if a vampire was within like a mile of Central Park, I thought there'd be a big hubbub of.
Yeah, no, this guy, he lived across Gramercy Park from me. And
Ah,
a lot of people are like, you should kill him, he's a vampire. And I'm thinking, yeah, but he has been there longer than I've been a werewolf, and he's never misbehaved or messed with the park. All he does is he goes and he sits in the park and he looks at the stars, and it's like, well, in the scheme
I
of things, there's a lot worse things for us to fight.
That's true. I mean, most young gung ho younglings would have just tried to kill him for the renown and stuff. I am glad you showed the wisdom to hold your hand, as it were. Um, Although you said he used to, he moved away.
I don't know. I haven't seen him for a while.
Hmm. You might want to knock on the door and make sure he's not. I don't know what vampires do. Um,
Hibernating? I don't know. Do they hibernate?
don't ask me. I, I've never met a vampire. As I said, I've never met a mage. Although I'm more inclined to be distrustful of vampires than mages, because, well, I've heard they're agents of the worm or something.
Well, they drink blood, and I met one that could turn into a bird.
Great, I can't trust birds now. Then again, birds never liked me. Animals don't like me in general.
And the vampire got a whole bunch of budgies to move into the park. Don't know why. Well, kind of. I know why. We were talking, and I said that I liked songbirds, and then he got a whole bunch of budgies to move in. It was a bit odd.
Well, one can say you at least have a colorful history.
Yes.
Well, eh, if you're willing to look past the part where I'm under a curse and probably the red talons will probably not like me very much. Um, I guess I can at least give you a try and see if I click some more.
Excellent. Oh, what do you think of dog? Because we were thinking dog would be a good pack totem. We kind of need to
Hmm.
sort that out. We've been meaning to sort that out for months. But getting everyone together is just. Anyway, what do you think of
Well,
dog?
well, I've never met dog. Given he's an animal and animals don't like me in the umbral side, or not umbral side, this side, I'm a little in, but
Why
we can give it
don't
a try.
animals like you?
I don't know. After the change, they sort of don't like me.
Hmm, that's odd.
Mm, things happen, I guess.
Hmm. I guess we'll see.
Mm-hmm. So, um, you, um, well, just make it so I can introduce myself to a few other people and maybe see if we can uh, fill the ranks. Because I don't know. For me, a good pack number usually is 5. It's a good number to cover your bases and skills and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and also, theoretically, you could aim for one of every auspice. But Andre's also a philodox.
Ah, well, it doesn't say you have to have one from every auspice, but it's a good thing. Although technically, is there a limit on how big a pack can be?
No.
Oh. So, as I said, do you have what, other than this little thing you're trying, what is your big goal in life, as it were, other than to defeat the Weaver, or the Wild, or not Wild, yeah, Worm. Sorry.
Well, I don't think we need to delete the worm. We just need to prune
I
it.
said I said defeat.
Defeat. Oh, yes. Like I said, I think we just need to prune it.
Hmm.
Because the wild, the worm, despite what everyone seems to think, isn't inherently evil. It got driven mad by the Weaver, apparently. I think.
It's a story which has a couple of theories.
Yeah. Well, anyway, if you think about it, if all three are in balance, they would all be good things.
True.
There's too much Weaver and there's too much Worm. And there's not enough Wild because everything's out of balance. But none of the three of them are inherently better than the other ones. It's just the excess and, not enough of one.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Besides,
um,
pattern spiders can be quite friendly.
yeah, as long as you have some microchips. Uh, I've had a few dealings with pattern spiders. That other, they also like machinery instead of gnosis.
And
Sometimes.
phones.
Oh, don't give them a whole phone. You're spoiling them.
Well, they wanted Connor's phone and he wouldn't give it to them. I don't
Is
think it
he?
was a pattern spider. It was bigger than a pattern spider. I think it was a data spider or something.
Hmm.
But it wanted Connor's phone to tell us where the sleigh was, and he wouldn't give it to them. Eventually he did, but it was too late. And then he complained about getting a new phone.
Well, mortals can be attached to their phone. Um, oh, I don't think mortals is the correct term. Humans. Humans.
But that's why I said to be careful if you meet Connor, because he's a bit stupid. And you need to make sure that he's not involved in anything important. He doesn't seem like that bad a guy, just don't trust him with anything important.
Oh, he has to have a specialty. What is he good at?
Apparently he's good at talking to spirits, but I saw him talking to a spirit, and I don't think he is.
Hmm.
He wanted to talk to a tree, but he didn't even have any questions ready.
Hmm. Yeah, that does make me want to bang my head a little. Yes, it seems like Connor needs a little bit of a werewolf or Garu spirit lesson 101.
Yeah. Like I said, he doesn't seem like that bad a guy. Just don't give him anything important to do. Um, you know, it's like you don't go trusting someone that needs water wings in the deep end of the pool.
Especially without the water wings.
Precisely.
Hmm. True, but we should not all. But yeah, we should not always assume that you will need water wings if you needed them at one time.
This is true.
I.e., he might get better.
He might. I'm just thinking if we were doing something, if we were in that situation again, it might have been better if he hadn't even come. But it's always easy to realise these things afterwards.
True, but it would. There is obviously other things where you might end up with some place where you're like, well, I wish he would have come.
This is true.
Anyway, hmm,
Anyway, I will let you think about the pack and I will see about trying to organise meeting people up. I should probably go and talk to Jericho about when we were in the Dark Umbra because I saw this giant dome thing over most of Queens and it looked bad. So I will ask him because he knows about the Dead Realms. So does Aaron, but I mentioned it to Aaron and he didn't really seem to say much. So,
wait, uh, Queens. What, where's the place that we're not supposed to go?
well, you don't want to go to Brooklyn by yourself.
Ah, right. Yeah,
And you don't want to go to. Hmm. Where's in
Staten Island.
Queens? You don't want to go to Staten Island.
I don't.
Yeah, I think it's mostly Brooklyn you're not supposed to go to
Okay.
by yourself.
Anyway, all right. You just keep me involved in anything else. Okay? With the uh, you know what thing, the nude Karn thing.
Yep. And hopefully we will get that sorted and we'll get the totem sorted and I will get my Foston essay sorted and it will all be good.
Wait, an essay?
Yeah. I challenged Blitzkrieg, which is the new name for White Man's Mercy, and he gave me a 10-page essay to write.
You're talking about the guy who lit himself on fire and was wielding a flaming spear.
Yes.
He challenged you to write a 10-page essay.
Yes. To be fair, this was after he'd seen me fighting various black spiral dancers, so, might have decided that fighting isn't the best challenge.
Or he was scared what you were going to do during the challenge.
Alicia will shrug.
Yeah. Well, good luck with your writing, and I hope it is finished soon.
I hope so too. But yeah, so ooh, I was also planning to try and make some special magic phones. Don't really know how they work, but Glasspaw was talking about them, and apparently I need to learn Rite of the Fetish, and then we can see about putting pattern spiders inside. No, not pattern spiders. Putting communication spirits inside phones so you can use them in different places, like in the Umbra.
Glasspaw. What pack is he part of at the moment?
I don't know. I think he was talking about joining the reindeer pack with Aaron and Travis.
You, if you think he might be a good teacher, then again, he might not be. He might be a little bit more experienced than most.
He doesn't know how to do the Rite of the Fetish thing. He said he'd need a theurge to do that. And I'm thinking, well, does it really need to be a theurge? And I'm trying to learn how to do the Rite of the Fetish.
Well, the thing is that if you do things too much outside of your the chosen path for you, it can look bad on you.
Yes, but this isn't really outside of it. It's just something that is usually done by them rather than something that has to be done by them.
Well, I wouldn't mind learning this rite, as you call it, as well.
Well, Kachina is teaching me.
China.
The Wendigo theurge.
Well, next time you meet with him, maybe you can help me get me in the door, as it were.
Sure, but hopefully I will have learned it soon and I can teach you.
Good. Have you learned to dedicate certain items to yourself?
Yes.
Good.
Yep, and Rite of Cleansing and Rite of the Questing Stone. And Aaron suggested I might want to learn some judgment rites at some point, because that kind of is what Philodox is supposed to know how to do at some point.
Right.
So, Voice of the Jackal, I'm thinking, after I've learned Rite of the Totem. And there's this other one, a minor rite that I was looking at learning. And then, like I said, Voice of the Jackal, I think. Probably the way to go.
Well, please be sparing with your punishments, because it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
Not saying you wouldn't be wise about it. It's kind of a big deal. So I just wanted to impress the gravity of the situation.
Yeah. I'm not going to go around making everybody talk in a weird, high-pitched voice for no apparent reason.
Well, of course not. Anyway, you should go along. It is a busy. It sounds like you have a lot to do.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So I will see you later,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll put some money on the table, having demolished a rather large amount of pasta. And then she will make her way out of the pasta place. And unless you have anything else, I think we will end the scene there.